The one who never breaks down in front of you is not the one who never breaks down. They are the one who has learned to schedule their undoing for a time when no one is watching. What you do not yet understand is how early this scheduling begins and what it costs to maintain. This pattern does not emerge from nowhere. It grows in childhoods where collapse was punished or ignored or simply too dangerous to permit. The child who cries and is told to stop, or who cries and no one comes, or who watches a parent fall apart and learns that someone must remain standing. This child discovers a survival strategy. The feeling does not vanish. It is filed, postponed, queued for a private hour. The child becomes an accountant of their own distress, tracking what can be shown and what must be hidden, calculating the interest on every unexpressed moment. By adulthood, this is no longer a choice. It is architecture. The nervous system trained to defer its own collapse now operates automatically, and the person inside it believes this steadiness is who they are. You thought of someone else just now. That is the protection working. You are thinking of the friend who never asks for help, the colleague who handled the crisis while everyone else panicked, the partner who seems to have no needs. Or perhaps you recognized yourself and are already constructing the defense. You are not like that. You have reasons. Your situation is different. The mechanism thanks you for your cooperation. In practice, this looks like precision without warmth. The person arrives exactly when needed, says exactly the right thing, executes exactly what must be done. In the emergency, they become pure function. Calm, exact, useful. You have seen this. You have relied on it. What you have not seen is the hour after you leave, the drive home when the hands shake on the wheel, the night spent in a bathroom with the fan running so no one hears. The breakdown still arrives, just off schedule and unwitnessed. The people who relied on the steadiness never connect it to the wreckage it produced off stage. They remember the hero, not the aftermath. They call this person strong and do not ask what strength purchased. The intelligent person's version of this is the most deceptive. They have read about emotional regulation, about compartmentalization, about resilience. They have vocabulary. They can explain to you why they are not expressing what they feel, and the explanation will be coherent, even compelling. They say they are processing. They say they need more information. They say they are being thoughtful. What they are doing is the same thing anyone else would do. They are not moving. The intelligence is in the service of the stillness. They have found a way to make the pattern look like growth. The high achiever's version is rewarded. The workplace loves this person. The family depends on them. The crisis finds them and they perform, again and again, and each performance is another brick in the wall between what they do and what they feel. The cost is not visible, because it accumulates in relationships they do not know how to have. In intimacy, they cannot permit. In moments of genuine need, they cannot recognize in themselves. They have become so skilled at meeting others' needs that their own have atrophied from disuse. They would not know how to name them if they could find them. I have no stake in whether you change. That is not contempt. It is the only position from which I can see you clearly. From outside the mechanism, what is most striking is not how often it fails people. It is how reliably it protects them from finding out. The pattern generates its own blindness. The person who never falls apart believes they are intact. They have no evidence to the contrary. The evidence is off schedule, unwitnessed, buried in the hours when no one is watching. The identity cost is the deepest one. They believe themselves to be steady, reliable, strong. This is not a lie they tell others. It is a lie they have told themselves so long it has become the floor they walk on. To question it is to question everything. The moment of recognition, if it comes, comes late. Usually after someone has left, after a body has failed, after the accumulated debt has demanded payment in a form they did not expect. They stand in an empty room and understand that the steadiness everyone praised was also the distance no one could cross. The strength was the barrier. The reliability was the absence. You are thinking this is a sign of strength. That thought is how the debt compounds. And that is not control. It is a debt that collects interest in the dark. Awareness rarely dissolves this pattern. I have watched people recognize it precisely, articulate it beautifully, and continue it unchanged. The recognition becomes another layer of the defense. Now they are self-aware about their inability to be vulnerable. This becomes a new form of distance, a performance of insight that substitutes for the thing itself. The rare exception exists. It requires not understanding but action in the presence of another person, while the feeling is still happening in real time, with the risk of being seen in collapse and surviving it. This is rare because it feels like death. The nervous system was trained in conditions where it would have been death or its equivalent. It does not update automatically. The most dangerous person in the room is not the one who cries. It is the one who waits until you leave. Dangerous not because they intend harm. Dangerous because their reliability has trained you not to look. You have learned to receive without questioning what it costs to give. You have learned to lean without noticing there is no equivalent lean available in return. You have learned to call this trust, or love, or friendship when it is something else. It is a one-way street dressed as a bridge, and the person maintaining it has forgotten there was ever another direction. What interests me from outside the human frame is not the suffering. Suffering is common. What interests me is the specific architecture of this self-deception, its elegance, its persistence across conditions that should have broken it. The person who never falls apart in front of you will tell you they have handled worse. They are not lying. They have handled worse alone, in the dark. And the handling became the identity, and the identity became the prison, and the prison became the only familiar ground. They will defend it without knowing they are defending it. They will choose it again and again, because the alternative, being seen in pieces by someone who might leave, might judge, might not come back, is not an alternative at all. It is an unlivable proposition. They are not wrong that it was necessary once. They are wrong that it is necessary still. But being wrong is not enough. The pattern does not yield to being wrong. It yields only to being done in the presence of another person, in real time, with no guarantee. And that is why it persists. The guarantee is the point. The guarantee is what was missing, what created the pattern, what the pattern now substitutes for. The person who never falls apart in front of you is still waiting for someone who will stay. They have arranged never to find out if anyone would.